you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining back to our another interesting panel discussion for the day, which is CIO Perspective, Digitization and Automation on the Shop Floor and Beyond. So, for this panel discussion, I would like to welcome the moderator for the panel, Ms. Tarana Manjul, Assistant Editor, Elets Technomedia. And I would also welcome the fellow panelist, Mr. Rajiv Khade, Vice President and Global Head Information Technology, Sigma Engineered Solutions, and Mr. Prince Joseph, Chief Information Officer, SFO Technologies, and Mr. Satyanarayana Kasturi, Group IT Head, Ashok Piramal Group, Mr. Virupaksh Angadi, Chief Information Officer and CGM DTPML Limited, and Mr. Nichesh Padmanabhan, Head of Digital L&T MHI Power Boilers Private Limited. So welcome, ladies and gentlemen, for this interesting panel. So over to you, Ms. Tarana Manjul.
Thank you so much, Nishant, and thank you so much, all our panelists. In fact, I'm welcoming all our panelists once again for sparing time and being a part of this discussion. And as we all understand, we're talking about CIO perspective. So I would like to first start off with Mr. Rajiv Khare. Mr. Khare, there has been a lot of talk about digital transformation in the manufacturing industry lately. We can also say that digital transformation and automation has been driving the manufacturing industry. What's your take on this?
Uh, Good evening, everyone. And first of all, I would like to thank the organizers of this panel discussion for inviting me to offer my perspective on the topic. And I would say that the topic is quite relevant in today's circumstances, mainly because we have witnessed unprecedented times over the last 1.5 to 2 years. And within last 1.5 to 2 years, there has been much economic slowdown kind of situation, and everything entire world has come down. So to gain the lost time, each and every organization, be it in the manufacturing sector or any other sector, especially the manufacturing sector to which I belong, they have been trying to gain the lost time by way of doing a lot of things, and of which I can say that digitalization and automation has been one of the most prominent tool, I can say, or the approach, I can say, that the industry has offered. And as it has been rightly said by one of the well-known person, the amount of digitalization that had not gone in the last 10 plus years, more than that, much more than that, it has gone in just last 2 years. So that is the amount of digitalization that industry has given weightage, and people have tried to adopt this technology and the automation as much as possible to cover the lost time. The digitalization is a very vast topic according to me, and the related topics like automation, that is also a vast topic. But the thinking goes loud, and it all depends as to how the CIO community looks at this, and along with the business community, what are their expectations from the CIO and other departments. So based on that, the CIOs have to lead this particular journey of digital transformation. But it cannot be said that only the CIO's responsibility, but it is the overall responsibility of the organization, according to me. And before any digitalization or automation journey is started, a very thoughtful process has to go into this as to what the organization is looking for. It should not happen that since the other company or the other people have started digitalization and automation, we should also do automation. It should not be like that. A very strategic approach as to what the organization wants out of this digitalization and automation journey, that has to be first thought over, and then only how the journey should be started, which are the areas in which the digitalization and automation must be done. So that should be a thing process. So just giving an example, in our organization, when we started the digitalization journey, hardly we could point out as to 10, 15 projects. But we were given a stiff target as to, no, you should have, you should do at least 100 projects. So that led to me as a kind of positive pressure, and we at IT did a lot of homework on this, and we're thinking as to how we can help the business in this overall journey. So a lot of homework and thought process had gone into this, and when we started, we had only a couple of projects with us, but it's a kind of honor for me to tell that till last week or last month, we were able to complete more than 464 projects of digitalization. So this were covering most of the departments. It's not only the operations or the maintenance, but entire all the gamut of the organization, including the HR, sales, everything we covered into that. So a very process-led approach, a very thoughtful process, and a strategic thinking has to go into digitalization, automation, and then only I think we can make a big start in this, and everything is possible according to me. To conclude the long story short, digitalization is the only process or the tool by which organization can excel and grow fast in the coming years. So digitalization is here and is going to stay for a longer time. Similarly, the automation approach also. So these are the initial thoughts of from my side over the topic. Over to you, Taranam.
Thank you so much, Mr. Khade. And since we all understand that this is a very important topic and a very important question, because we are talking about digitalization and digital transformation, I would like to take this question to Mr. Satyanand Kasturi as well. Mr. Kasturi, as I said, digital transformation and automation has been driving the manufacturing industry. So I would like your views on this now. Sir, you need to unmute.
Yeah. So thanks, Elect Technomedia, for organizing this virtual summit. So it will be nice sharing my views and perspective. So see, today there is a lot of talk about digital transformation. It's not a digitizing. Actually, shop floor digitalization is about linking all those systems and turning the data into information. So getting real-time information is the business requirement today. If you see, after MES systems, manufacturer providing lot of automation tools, so data is generated there and it is integrated with ERP systems. If you see in pharmaceutical industry now, it is almost all 100% the digitization has been done because this area is very sensitive and it requires a lot of regulatories and pharma companies more focusing on the automation to get their market share and all. If you see nowadays, then even the vaccine, COVID vaccine and all, the manufacturing process is 100% automated. The same with the other industries now they are started understanding the requirement clearly. So before COVID, post COVID, and earlier days, there is a huge change. Now even every manufacturing industry looking for this digitalization, how to focus on that, getting the data on the real time basis. So now you see the real value. When you get the real value, you need to have the decision support system. Earlier, there's a decision making system. From there, you are moving to decision support system. You need a one paper or one document or one mail for taking a decision. If you are not going to depend on multiple parameters. Suppose something goes wrong, we need to be take a decision spontaneously. So that you need to empower your improvement continuously. That way, these are the challenges we need to meet. So it is very important to look at your shop floor data, which is it is happening every minute change. So you need to get that data and put it into your right system. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Kasturi. And yes, I am taking this question to a few more speakers of ours because, as we all understand, this is a very important question. So now, this question I'm taking this question over to Mr. Nijesh Padmanabhan. Nijesh, yes, I would like your views now on the digital transformation and automation industry for the manufacturing industry.
Right. Thank you very much, Taranum. So I truly am a very big believer of this. I myself am not from an IT background. I must confess that, so to say, while before I begin, I'm more from the operations area. I have spent my time in engineering, design, manufacturing, welding, and those kind of functions. So I really got to understand, where the actual shoe bites in the shop floor and on the manufacturing floor. And from there, we have gotten onto this journey, and maybe 2 years down the line we have understood how very important digital is now, and how well it is embedding in the process itself, so as to help us deliver things better. Before I speak about what we have been able to achieve, I guess the panel here would be aware of the World Economic Forums and McKinsey's joint venture called the Global Lighthouse Network, where they do extensive study along with 108 or 118 participants from around the world, shop floor based operations, cutting across all industries. And they have been consistently reporting, very quantifiable benefit realization in the space of resource usage, emissions being cut down, cost reductions, productivity, speed to market, lot size reduction, and on time delivery. So this is no more, the digital transformation is no more sort of an option now, because if these 118 participants or industry practitioners, if they happen to be our competitors, then we might as well, start running really, really fast. So digital transformation is here to stay. And specifically speaking about how we went about doing it, so I could state one use case. Like we had a welding process which was SMAW based, which was primarily a manual process. We converted that into an automated GMAW based process, brought in a robotic arm integrated with laser seam tracking and joint and bead placement program that is built in into the system. While we could increase the productivity, which was the earlier goal, as an offshoot, we could de-skill the process. Like having developed a welder in itself, I guess people here would really appreciate. It's a very long drawn process, which has like statutory and compliance, regulatory, things get into the way. Here we could de-skill the process. Like now I can have a rigger or a fitter go and operate that robot, which actually welds the joint and does it faster, does it with better quality. The rejects have come down. So that's how it is really helping. Now if my competitor had done this thing, they would have an edge over me in delivering that particular product much faster than me. So I am very thankful that we could get onto this journey and realize these benefits. There are a lot of other use cases in the space of mobility, and even in non-physical systems like robotic process automation, where we are saving around 4,000 man hours annually and in a recurrent manner, and compounding every year also. So those kind of technologies, integration with our ERP, the complete automation pyramid, and as well as going remote, having projects which are where we can feed in our IGS files from our engineering and get the machine codes directly readily available. So it's like at a point in time it comes that I am a bit slow in even calculating what the benefit is. Like the benefit sort of accrues over and we get it as a testimony from the end user, rather than we having to run forms and surveys and trying to figure that out. So I guess you're very true when you say that the time is here, the time is now. And just like it said, like the experts are always of the yesterday, there are no experts of tomorrow. And expertise is getting built as we walk each day and take on each challenge every day as it comes. So I'm a total believer in this transformation journey. Tarun, back to you. You're on mute, Tarun. You'll have to unmute yourself. Yeah.
Sorry. So yeah, thank you so much, Nidesh. And as you said that the transformation journey is very important, and you guys need to face the manufacturing industry needs to face new challenges every day. So I would in fact put this question across to Joseph as well. Mr. Joseph, if you can also share your views on the digital transformation in the manufacturing industry.
Yeah, I think Taranam he left the.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
had
he
some
has left, I think.
Okay, he
Yeah,
isn't
he's
around. So
not there.
I think we'll move over to the next question then. And the next question again is to Mr. Rajiv Khare. Mr. Khare, with the growing roots of technology, cyber criminals are also getting very active nowadays. How does the manufacturing industry combat cybersecurity issues more efficiently now?
Thank you so much, Taranam. This is yet again another interesting and very important question, I can say, because over the last 1.5 to 2 years, the industry has been witnessing a lot of external attacks from the cyber security and so-called techno people, and we have been witnessing that, especially more higher side in the last 1 year. So when this is happening, it is very important that the all the assets, IT assets in the environment needs to be protected well. So earlier it was not the case. So if you have a sort of firewall at this border or the perimeter security, that was sufficient. But the hackers are becoming very intelligent, and they try to attack the shop floor equipments also. So it is very, very important, according to me, that there is a segregation of the office network and also the OT network, the shop floor network. So that is very important, not only from the security angle, but also from the bifurcation or the smooth flow of traffic. So the traffic that gets generated from an endpoint, say for example the laptop, or for that matter the shop floor machine, so that directly goes and collides, or it hammers on the switch located in your data center. So all the traffic comes on the switches, and it creates a kind of a traffic jam in the simple terms. So that should not happen. So what the best solution is that the office network and the shop floor network has to be always separate from the traffic flow point. And the most important, as I said, is the security point. So even if there is a person who is trying to enter your network, he will be kept away from the shop floor network, because if at all a person is able to come inside your network and goes on the shop floor or machine, then he with his programs can bring the entire shop floor machines down, and that can lead to a stoppage of entire factory working. So to avoid that, from the security point, it is very important that these two networks are kept separate. That is the foremost requirement. And I understand lot many companies are doing that, trying to keep the office network and the shop floor network separate. That definitely helps to bifurcate the traffic, streamline the traffic, and from the security perspective. So according to me, this is very important, and it's the requirement of the day, I can say. As I said, from the security and the streamlining point, and this will help to keep the hackers away. But at the same time, it has to be kept in mind that security, information security, is not a one-stop solution. You implement 1 to 5 solutions, and that is the end of the day, and the IT head can go and have a good sleep. No, it won't happen like that. The security is never ending subject, never ending journey. It has to be continuous process, according to me. And once you do any implement any kind of security measures, the IT heads have to constantly revisit that and find out if everything is going on well, if the important steps are being covered. There has to be checklist, and frequently this topic has to be visited, just like we do the normal PDCA cycle: plan, do, check, act, again plan, do, check, act. So similarly, the security has to be revisited again and again. And irrespective of the steps that you take in an organization, it has to be frequently visited, and ensure that as far as possible the security is of utmost uh, hardened and taken care. So Taranam, these are my views about the growing cyber threats, and how an organization should take care to protect its environment as far as possible, if not 100%, but at least to 99 plus percentage, to secure the IT environment in an organization. Over to you, Taranam.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Khade. And as we all understand, the cybersecurity is a very pertinent topic. So I would like, in fact, Mr. Virupaksh also to give his views on this topic, on how to, how the manufacturing industry is combating cybersecurity issues, basically.
Good evening, everyone. Yes, this cyber security, as you know all, it is very important for organization. Okay, organization could be non-manufacturing, banking, or manufacturing. Okay, so for manufacturing, organization were not considering much about cyber security. Okay, as a result of IoT devices invented. Okay, what is happening? So the traffic, the design of IoT and Industry 4.0 is a combination of industrial IoT, then edge computing, then cloud computing. So because of all these things, okay, what is happening? There is a lot of amount of data flow from shop floor to the cloud. Okay, this is the architecture and design for Industry 4.0. Okay, as a result of this kind of architecture, so now one has to think very thoroughly and judiciously how to protect our manufacturing assets, especially equipments and settings on each and every equipment. Okay, so the cyber security hackers are very very intelligent, as we know all. Okay, they will not bring down your shop floor at a all of a sudden at a time. Okay, they will study, they will get along, and they will study, and what they do with our experience, what they do, very dangerous thing what they do. You see, let us say we are manufacturing a pen. Okay, so in this one of the important element parameter they find out, and they will attack on that particular settings in the CNC machine, the particular very primitive, what you call that important parameter, they will make a change. Okay, when they attack it, they will change that particular settings only. Okay, with that particular settings, even our experts on the shop floor, production, quality, these experts, they may not be able to find out what is the variation. Okay, you will get to know this one when it goes to the field, when you sell it and your customer started using it. Then you will start finding, okay, there is a variation in the particular element. Okay, particular part or engine. Okay, so those kind of things which we never imagine. Okay, so what happens, instead of bringing down your factory, okay, they, what they will do, they will, it will lead to bring back, recall all your 1 year production, 1 or 2 years production, all products. You can see what kind of dangerous it is. Okay, rather than just stopping your production line. Okay, so we need to see that that is how it is a next generation attacks. Okay, so to take care of all such things, what in IT, okay, in cyber security, what we need to focus on. Okay, so we cannot avoid connecting to the internet. That is one of the enabler, technology enabler. What we have to do, there are some very good best practices. Okay, how we can, so let us say if we are having a CNC machine, we are connecting IoT device on top of a CNC machine. That IoT device connected to the edge computing, which is heavy computing on premise. Then that edge computing gets connected to the external world, cloud computing. Okay, these are the different stages. Okay, within that stage, when it is there, okay, of course, everybody will have a next generation firewall. Okay, at the perimeter level. Okay, so in the selection and design phase, what we should do, we should use a genuine software. Okay, in the IoT itself, IoT device, it comes from various countries. Okay, cross border countries. Okay, so we need to say, see that whatever operating system in that hardware, okay, is a genuine. Okay, that hardware is genuine, its BIOS is genuine, software is genuine. So that is to be, we need to give a most attention to that. Okay, so because these hardwares are sitting on top of PLC machines or your SCADA systems. Okay, so this is one thing. Okay, second, all firewalls you must use, um, next generation, and all firewalls must be updated each and every minute. We can say it is all connected, and it has to be, because every time there is any attack, and OEMs are ready with remedies. Okay, so where your machine should able to sense that kind of attacks, and it has to self learn. AI ML already built in most of the equipment you use it. It has to be a AL ML built in already. Okay, it is there is no other way. We have to go, we have to select such an equipments, especially on the shop floor. Okay, wherever we say shop floor automation, wherever we say we want to do it paperless office, okay, paperless shop floor, okay. So what we need to consider here, you can consider even on endpoint devices, also encryption you can consider, and you can consider strong antivirus, anti-malware kind of softwares, okay. So and also you consider SOC, okay, SOC in the sense Cyber Security Operations Center. What happens? All your maybe we have thousands of machines on the shop floor, okay. Every machine is generating plenty of data, okay. So we must have, okay, in our design we must have a security operation center where it collects all the data, okay. Wherever there is a malfunctioning data, traffic is unusual, that pattern it finds out with the help of AI ML built into that SOC engine, okay. So these are some of the technical side. What I mean is these are some of the things where technical architect um, has to give attention in designing phase itself, okay. So when it comes to the operation phase, any these kind of what you call these kind of projects, okay, these projects are what I can say, these are all a journey, not a one day project you finish it. It's a transformation journey, digitalization journey. It may take 1 year, 2 year, 3 years to achieve the maturity. The moment you achieve the maturity, then you focus on stability, okay. So in the stability also, you may have to do lot of updation, okay, on each and every hardware, software, okay. So in each and every layer you need to keep everything updated, okay. So just to protect yourself from the attackers. So next is, okay, there could be a lot of operators, okay. You need to have a sensitizing each and every people who are involved in the manufacturing operations, okay. So just a machining or software sensitization is not sufficient, okay. There must be a people who are operating into this domain, okay, in the manufacturing. They have to be sensitized, okay. We need to see that they are well aware of what to do, what not to do, okay, with respect to cyber security, okay. Say let us say one gentleman, maybe one operator, is bringing some USB where it is infected with some of the things, and he attaches that with plugs with one of the CNC machine or in that network, then it spreads all of a sudden, okay. Those kind of education awareness in the cyber security is a must and should, okay. So this is what I see from a technology point of view, okay. While designing this industry 4.0 or manufacturing automation or smart manufacturing, whatever you call it, so one has to design with a robust, built-in cyber security, what you call immunities, okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And in fact, I would like to take this question over to Mr. Satyanarayan Kasturi as well, because we all understand that cybersecurity issues are very, very important, owing to the fact that we are seeing digital transformations now. So, if Mr. Kasturi can also share his views on this issue.
Yeah, thank you, Tarunam. So, one second. See, in the beginning, we started this conversation about the digitizing the manufacturing area. So, we all spoke about that. Finally, after digitizing, there is a risk. That's what we are going to talk about now. So, when we started talking about criminals and all risk in that, there is a cyber attack. There is a threat of attack, and there is a threat of hacking. Not only that, so actually, the data loss when any organization going to face by any incident, cyber incident, and there is a data leakage also going to harm your organization. And there is today nowadays there is a main worry about the phishing. It is very dangerous, and it is really hurting others. Even small organization facing these phishing challenges. So when we are trying to automate more and more and digitize more and more, we need to took carefully about all the look at all these issues before completing the digitization. I completely agree with Rajiv when he talking about two networks. So actually, practically, I have seen many cases in my organization. So when by name of our CFO, there's one guy is getting the message in the account section asking to transfer some fund to another account, so that sometimes people will be very fearful. One or two incidents we have seen that is practically happened, but fortunately, it is a very small amount, so we are able to survive there. So, and we have seen some phishing attack. So some mails gone to our international customers, so asking to send the funds, the bill amount to another account, so that it is happened practically. So it will become very difficult to us to come out, close the transaction by doing lot of activity. So we should be very careful and about all these things for our to take care of our business. Generally, when in the manufacturing industry, we need to protect our MES system or all the shop floor systems, as Raju also mentioned sometime ago. We should have separate system, separate network, so that the manufacturing network should not be reaching to external domain. So that we should have some precautions on that area. And again, as Virupakshiji mentioned that, so it is awareness is very important. We should give that awareness to all employees should aware of the cyber threats, and they should not be doing any wrong things. Maybe if you have internet, they just go to any website and they do the even blocked website. They try to reach out and they click on the some messages, wrong messages. These are all things also we need to give awareness to the employee. That is very important. Otherwise, the organization need to face many problems. So ultimately, it should be the first employee awareness. It will be the organization awareness and ensuring the safety of your data. That is my take on this.
Heard that about as thank you, Mr. Kasturi, and we all heard all our panelists talking about why cybersecurity is so important. Of course, we all realize that since digital technology and digital transformation has taken over almost all the industries, including manufacturing, we have to put an emphasis on cybersecurity as well. Now, my next question is to Mr. Angadi. Mr. Angadi, what the future beholds for the manufacturing sector in terms of technology and trends? If you can share your views on this now.
Okay, well, you see, what would be the next generation, okay, for manufacturing automation, okay. So you see everybody nowadays, okay, talking about automation on the shop floor, okay. It is a trend in the market. It is something like 20 years back. ERP was talk of the town, okay, implementing ERP in each and every company, okay. Now that trend, in that way, now trend is, talk of the town is Industry 4.0. Now new thing is coming, Industry 5.0, okay. So Industry 4.0, many people, many companies not at started, many company not yet started, we are struggling, but technologists and R&D, all scientists, they came up with the Industry 4. Industry 5.0, okay. So uh, the world is catching up very fast, okay. It is each and every day technology is changing, technology is maturing, even not only changing, maturing, okay. So maturing in the sense, okay, many people are adapting it, okay. They nowadays the manufacturing companies are willing to spend a lot of money on smart manufacturing, making their shop floor as a smart, shop floor as a paperless, okay. So trend is entirely, it is a changing, okay. So now what is actually changing, okay, what is changing on the shop floor, okay. You can say there are two to three main things. Everybody wants to go for a smart manufacturing, that means it is a paperless. Everybody wants to go for a additive manufacturing, that means it is a prototype, manufacturing prototype, doing the before final product, okay, you manufacture some prototype kind of product, okay, where you will save a lot of money and you will do a lot of trials, okay. That is how it is a 3D printing, you can say, okay. 3D printing they want to adopt, okay. Next one is a collaborative manufacturing. What is a collaborative manufacturing? Everybody wants to. It is another term, we call it as a cobots, okay. It is a mixture of robots and a human being or operator or managers who are working along with the robots on the shop floor, okay, as a collaborative manufacturing, okay. If you see industry 4.0, it talks about a complete automation on the shop floor, okay, whereas industry 5.0, it emphasizes on collaborative manufacturing, okay. That means, okay, so there should not be any threat for people who are workers on the shop floor as a result of industry 4.0 adoption, okay. So immediately, okay, they have come up with the industry 5.0, 5.0 to make sure, okay, robots and also people works together, okay, to make whole system, okay, whole system as a balanced way, okay. Just not the, robots, just not the IoT, okay, just not the machine, okay. So people, 5.0 standard brings out to the people, is also important factor in the automation, okay. So that means, okay, without considering people on the floor, one should not think of any automation, okay. So we say we automate everything and production comes, quality comes, maintenance does on its own, so it doesn't happen, okay. In any manufacturing it will not happen, even industry 4.0 fully compliant, okay. So what we need to think of, take consideration for each and every person who is working at the shop floor. That is most important. You want to build in automation on your shop floor, okay. So next thing is, design is most important, okay. So in every, as I told, as I mentioned, in every product you take, okay, it could be industrial IoT sensor, industrial IoT, some of the device. So everything is built on top of it. Built is the AI/ML part, okay. So with AI/ML, okay, take a how AI/ML helps in the manufacturing, okay. Let us take an example of a machine breakdown, okay. So then how to repair this machine, okay. So in the machine, if it is already automated, smart factory, so how this machine failure happens, and how operators, managers, and people involved in that factory so come to know that, okay. So something called, AIML enablement into the predictive maintenance, okay. There are three kinds of maintenance. One is descriptive maintenance, what we say, okay, machine is broken, so it is down, so I had to reactively I had to repair it, okay. That is first part. Second part, that is a traditional. Second part is predictive, okay. Before machine fails, okay, it has run 100 hours, now it is about to fail, okay. 1 day or 2 days, it gives a alarm and intimation, notification to the concerned people, okay, through email or SMS or WhatsApp, whatever you say, okay. Then this is the predictive maintenance, needs a AI/ML engine built onto it, so that it AI/ML engine studies daily behavior patterns, production patterns of that particular machine, okay. And third one is what you call prescriptive maintenance, okay. The prescriptive is again advanced version of AI/ML, okay. So you go to the doctor gives a prescription for your whatever happens to you, okay. So it is like a remedy, okay. Here prescriptive in our manufacturing world is, there could be a chances, okay, it is going to fail, okay. Just it will not, this engine will not inform you, okay, it is going to fail, it will also give you how to prevent it or how to remediate that. Okay, if engine fails, how to, what are the solutions. Okay, it will give you a solution for the maintenance people. Okay, these are the things which everybody is concentrating on the market. Okay, so but adoption is a very very question mark. For this adoption, it has to be run every industry 4.0, every smart factory, it has to be run as a project, like a ERP project. Okay, so there should be, you should evaluate the risks, you should evaluate ROI for your business benefit. You should also consider each and every person involved in that. You should also consider timeline and financial things. Okay, so what are the other interesting things maybe there in a shop floor automation? Okay, one interesting thing is we have a matured ERP in most of the companies. Okay, so we need to integrate. That brings a lot of benefit. Okay, integrate with respect to production information, with the quality information, with respect to maintenance, parameters. Okay, this integration of this shop floor automation is a must. Okay, to benefit from the projects. Second one is robotics. Okay, adoption of a robotics. Robotics could be walking robotics, could be stationary robotics, could be doing a repetitive jobs. Okay, these are all traditional robotics. Okay, there are some robotics, okay, nowadays, which are AIML enabled, like let us say in a warehouse. Okay, how do you manage a warehouse? Okay, you have a now traditionally a person receives a request for parts, and he checks into the SAP ERP where it is located, and he will go here there. Okay, maybe 1 kilometer. Okay, he will search. He will finally waste lot of time in searching the particular item. Okay, and if that item is on the fourth or fifth bin, then he has to bring a forklift. All these kind of circus he has to do. Okay, let us take a scenario where we take robots. Okay, to help our warehouse operations. Okay, so that robot is an integrated robot. It knows, okay, if any request comes for a, let us say, spare parts. I need a spare parts, I want to withdraw spare parts. Production person comes and he requests, and immediately it notes, okay, it is that particular part number in which bin it is there. Okay, so accordingly it just it goes to that particular bin, and it picks up. Okay, if it is in the third or fourth or at a height or whatever, it adjusts, it picks up, it weighs, and it just does that work. Okay, so all searching and wasting human life, okay, in the shop floor, in the warehouse, is all minimized. The same person, human being, he can devote his work in another sophisticated way. Okay, give all these kind of work, hard works, time wasting work to the robotics. Okay, this is called cobots. Okay, adopt everywhere cobots. Okay, so to bring a benefit. Okay, and also on top of it, most important thing is run analytics. Okay, you have a lot of data as a result of in the industrial automation. Okay, each and every minute, each and every machine throwing lot of data, time series data in the database. So you run a lot of analytics on that. Okay, so that you will exactly know what is happening, what kind of production behavior, maintenance behavior, all those parameters you will come to know. And it will be very helpful for maintenance managers, production manager, quality managers, and even for a planner who are sitting in a corporate office. Okay, so planner is the one, he's planning all raw materials and direct indirect materials for a production. Okay, so these kind of things. Okay, we need to look into the integrating each and everything. Whatever, we should not think, okay, this is, I have a 10 machine, I will do only one machine automation and I am happy with that. No, it will not give much benefit. Okay, think of ROIs as a whole. think of benefit as a whole organization. Okay, so maybe could be the investment, whatever you say in nowadays the investment is higher side. So when it goes along with the 1 year 2 years, you can, you can reach a break even, and you will definitely, get a benefit out of this smart automation. Okay, so next is in logistics also, same thing. Logistics, so a lot of benefits are there. Okay, so as a result of adopting automation and AI ML enabled kind of things. Okay, so in each and every field. Okay, even you take in the field services. Okay, in the field service, let us say you sold one equipment to the let us say army or wherever. Okay, so there also, if your products are AI enabled, okay, then your products are tracking all the variables. Okay, so collecting the data in the field also. Okay, so that you will know what is the load pattern. Okay, what is the drivers, if it is a vehicle drivers behavior, road conditions. Okay, all these things, it gathers and it sends to our command center. Okay, so where we can analyze how my equipment is working. Okay, so that I can services it better. Okay, so these are all the things. Our automation for manufacturing is not only limited to the shop floor, it has to be extended to the beyond shop floor. Okay, it has to be up to the
I
field.
totally agree. I
Okay,
totally agree
thank
with
you.
you, Mr. Angadi, on that part. The shop floor is, automation is beyond shop floor, and I think we've been joined by Mr. Prince Joseph again. Thank you, Mr. Joseph, for coming back. And in fact, I think we lost him because of some technical issues. So since Mr. Joseph is back, there was a question which I wanted Mr. Joseph's opinion earlier. Mr. Joseph, as I asked all the other panelists around as well, with growing roots of technology, cyber criminals are also getting very active nowadays. So, how does the manufacturing industry combat cybersecurity issues more efficiently now? If you can share your views on this.
Okay, so because I missed a lot of what others may have contributed, but I think I will just share from what I am living now. I would say, let me share my fears and the areas where I think more work needs to be done, more focus is being laid. And this is the area of IT OT integration. That is one. Number two is the supply chain. Cyber attacks on the supply chain is number two. The third for me is IP security, intellectual property protection. So these have taken on a whole new meaning over the last couple of years. From where I'm standing, the typical things that we try to protect against malware or phishing or external threats, misconfigurations, etc., etc. All of that is still prevalent. The problem is now exacerbated because of the hybrid mode of work, where we had lots of staff who are working remotely. Suddenly, the edge is getting pushed out. We have a new attack vector, literally, very close to us. It is becoming quite difficult to manage based on the traditional tool sets that we were deploying. Perimeter security wasn't just enough, endpoint wasn't enough. We had to move in for multi-level, multi-factor authentication. We had to move in for a deeper application of AAA, which is accounting, authorization, authentication. We had to look at quite a few steps. So for me, strengthening those areas where we found that from a manufacturing perspective, one of the eye openers was intellectual property part, because previously we never bothered so much. We classified the data. We handle sensitive data coming from customers, design data. Some of the design data is pertaining to healthcare industry, pertaining to aerospace defense industries, and that warrants a level of protection that is far beyond normal. In addition to that, we are also manufacturing proprietary products. Now, these product designs are also trade secrets. So how do we handle anything that has to deal with those kind of data? Not only that, the components that they pass on to us as prototypes, the machinery that's given by the OEM is also proprietary. That also needs to be protected. So we had an aspect of data protection which needs to be done in motion and at rest. We also had an aspect of this proprietary equipment which needs to be protected. That means access to this, surveillance around this, and maintaining this records for not just a period of days but months and even 2 years. That became a bit of a mandatory thing. So suddenly the whole angle on classifying things as IP, classifying them as highly sensitive, putting in a posture for them which is appropriate for that sort of an environment and data, and giving that confidence back to customers who are trusting us with this, that became an imperative. So that was the IP security side. Right now, the focus is more around the fact that we are no longer an island. We are no longer a pool. We are connected to our suppliers. We are connected to our customers. We are connected to a lot of contractors. And sometimes these connections are networked. There is VPNs. There is the data flowing back and forth. Then the entire supply chain also needs to be protected with a different means and mechanism, because we have also read recently about supply chain attacks and how entire companies have been crippled, even the ones with just the size of Samsung and whatnot. So that is another area of focus where there's a lot of work that's being done.
Perfectly fine. In fact, I would like some more opinion on a different topic. The early question now, which Mr. Prince Joseph missed out. In fact, we were discussing about digital transformation in the manufacturing industry. So, if you can also put your views about, the digital transformation which the manufacturing industry has seen of late.
So, coming to that point, because I was listening to the respective gentleman there, and I think they covered the aspect of shop floor automation or robotics. I'll probably just shift a little bit to say where I'm finding a little bit more excitement is in the area of manufacturing analytics, to be honest. I believe that when we look at the way the current business is running, the supply chain or the sourcing team or the buying team, the program management team, or my engineering team, or the business development team, there's a lot of silos. And we also have a big worry when it comes to cash flow. And in a typical manufacturing environment, um, anything between 60 to 80% is material cost. So you try to manage that better, your bottom line shifts by that much. So the biggest impact we can make is in how you do this in the smartest manner. And there's a lot of focus that me and my team are putting in to help these teams to understand, remove the latency, so that planning is done much better, scheduling is done much better, our capacity in the plant is utilized much better. The demand changes that we are sensing from the customers, because customers at the end of the day, they are the ones who are hitting the market. If they are reducing demand, and if there's a need for us to pull in something or push out something or cancel certain things, then managing that flow becomes imperative, because it actually locks in a lot of cash if you don't do it in the right manner. And sometimes it's also about management and process. So when it comes down to it, the tools need to enable people to make the right decisions. And the right decisions need to be made by considering all the right constraints and parameters and impact. And many times, even a PO going out, there could be issues where it needs to be done in a hurry. Approval processes are there. But we have also had a case this morning where a PO went out based on a standard price that was in the system, but it was actually 7 years old. Such prices are no longer valid. So we had the supplier pushing it back. We were investigating this to find out what is the issue, where is the material. The order has not been placed yet. So there are many small things like this, which actually means that at the end of the day, the data fabric that we're sitting on and we have built, and the structure there, just needs to be far more perfect than where we are. There's also translates into two, three things. One is the positive impact it can have on your cash flow. Second one is the impact it can have on your inventory, because you're able to now sensitively see which is critical, which has got the long lead time, which is actually essential for certain parts, which is committed right now, and avoid the inventory pile up part. And the third part is, of course, the um, around looking at, you know, uh, while we may have demand that is sky high, which is actually a good thing, we also have to bear in mind we have a capacity, which means that we can do X number. Or this is the max we can do. So just because there is demand, bringing in inventory and stocking it is also not a smart thing to do. But we have seen all this happen, and we have learned from this. And right now we are able to see what is the impact that happens with each of these orders, and how does it really impact us in terms of, what we target as optimal inventory, and with an eye on how do we actually ensure that capacity is utilized, and the to the optimal level, because at the end of the day, that is the pipeline, and there is nothing we can do to expand capacity unless we set up another plant. So everything's got to be managed within there. So we try to come up and say, well, here is my bottleneck, now let's try to manage things forward and backward from here. And how do we do that is with these algorithms and the play on data. In fact, I can't say that we have mastered it, but this is the direction that we are trying to go in. Then, of course, the parts another part that I'm excited with is inside the plant, and when we have a lot of product changes and plan moves and machinery changes, and a lot of networking changes also happen. But now 5G is giving me an option. We are trialing that, we're trying to set up 5G network inside the plant, inside the campus. So we should be, expectation is we'll get great speed, and it is also far more secure. And this will also help us with rapid changes. Should we look at, should we come to that? And the last part on the data bit is, again, we keep hearing about digital twins, and everybody will have their own version of the digital twin. And for us, it's more around, I can't say here is the perfect template that is there, or here's a textbook for digital twin, but we have now got, I would say, version 1 of a digital twin for one of our plants. And we want to try and see, because it's more around giving visibility to the operations management, to the corporate management on what's happening on the site. And there are areas where we can actually drill down to levels where, if a machinery is showing up as red, what it is. Not that the chairman would be bothered with that, but if he wants, he would be able to see that kind of information. But otherwise, what we are seeing is the digital twin part, the cockpit that we have built for giving visibility across operations, supply chain, even human resources teams that's there, qualified teams or not, skill matrix, etc., and giving that as a transparent dimension for various parts. So we've also extended that to customers, saying, you know what, we're going to trust that you're not going to use this as a stick to beat us up with, but we're going to show you exactly what is the UPH. This was what we had planned to deliver and produce, and here is to the level of an hourly production. I'm able to show you certain things in a dashboard. So it gives them an idea. The conversations suddenly become different, where you're able to now go and see what is it that do we need to do anything? Is it working well? Is it going according to plan? If it's falling, what is it? Is it man? Is it material? Is it equipment? Is it anything else? And the conversation becomes about problem solving, rather than about trying to always have a attention in those conversations. So these are some of the thoughts that I had, and I believe the automation piece is obviously extremely important, but I believe my colleague has covered that really well.
Thank you so much, Mr. Joseph. And in fact, it was wonderful listening to your views on the automation and digital transformation. I would now ask a question to Mr. Nijesh Padmanabhan. Mr. Nijesh Padmanabhan, if you can just talk about adoption, but not just adoption, but adoption of the right technology, which is vital for the success. How do you think the IT leaders or the company leaders can actually ensure this?
Right. So it comes back to these selection parameters, and how long should the analysis for selecting something should go on. So there's sort of like a sweet spot between these two ends of the spectrum. One is where you analyze a lot, like the classic case of the questions that is put very frequently is on-prem or cloud, on-prem or cloud. Now I don't think there is anybody who can give a definitive answer as to, because each of them have really convincing pros and cons. And how do you take a call? So one end of the spectrum is that it leads to analysis paralysis, where you don't move forward, or you fall into something called as the POC death trap, that you try to do smaller things, then you never go ahead of it, or the parameters of your judgment themselves, they sort of change. So what we think is the sweet spot is that you have to take a call very quickly. Somewhere there can be a leap of faith also involved in choosing the right technology, and then going all out on it and iterating on the way, so that the use cases sort of inform whether the business users like the adoption of this technology or not. And another thing is that none of the technology should be brought in for the sake of it being a fad, or it being currently the in thing somewhere. It should always focus on why it is being used here, what is in it for me, is it going to improve my process. Now if you talk about manufacturing per se, traditionally the manufacturing unit is sort of like a cost center, closeted between the entire value chain of the company. Now there are very little things that sort of are in your hand at the end of the day. Like Mr. Prince mentioned here, like if it is your input costs are always 60 to 80%, the material cost, the subcontracting cost itself is like 60 to 80% input of your overall business that you do. So if very little is in your hand, then you need to be even more selective into what do you bring inside your shop floor. And like there was a, like I can speak from experience, for a very long time I kept resisting the bringing in of virtual reality as a use case for our safety induction videos, for giving an immersive experience, because I always felt that unless the person is also sitting on a chair which gives him a 3D or 5D experience, the immersiveness will just give him a headache. But it will not give him the kind of immersive experience that that person might end up falling if he doesn't hook on to a tagline when he's working on the height, or a welding related scenario, or a grinding related scenario. But I resisted for a very long time, but I sort of gave in at a point in time where other units adopted it, and they sort of linked it with how it is helping them in their BBS what do you call it, the BBS related initiatives. So yes, I mean, I at a point in time thought that that is not the right technology to be brought in. But when other units are in a democratic fashion, they go ahead and they have 2 years worth of experience to share. So something becomes right at a later age. So I always feel the sweet spot is that do not get stuck in the POC death trap or the analysis paralysis, and do not go all out as well. But try that golden ratio of going forward with your necessities and needs as the focal point, and trying out at a scale which is commensurate to how your business would appreciate it, and iterate as you go forward, and fail fast, really fail fast. You can't really go on and delay the fail fast as you can, so that you can shift to a better technology.
Thank you so much, Nirjesh. And in fact, that actually brings us to the end of this panel discussion. And we've had some amazing, views from the people from the CIO industry. In fact, CIOs from the manufacturing industry. And in fact, thank you so much to all our panelists for sharing their views and on different questions and different topics, which are very pertinent to the manufacturing industry. I would now hand over the baton again back to Nishant. And Nishant, you can take over from here. Thank you so much.
Hello. Hi, thank you, Taranam. It was a great moderation, and thank you, panelists, for the interesting discussion. There was some great discussion about the digital transformation in the manufacturing industry lately, and thank you very much. And I also request all the speakers to stay back for maybe about 15 seconds, because as a token of appreciation, we wish to hand over the certificate to all the speakers. So, can we have the certificates on the screen, please? Thank you, Mr. Rajiv Khade, Vice President, Global Head, Information Technology, Sigma Engineered Solutions, for joining and sharing the insights. Thank you, sir. And thank you, Mr. Prince Joseph, Chief Information Officer, SFO Technologies Private Limited. Thank you so much for joining the panel. Mr. Satyanarayana Kasturi, Group IT Head, Ashok Piramal Group. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us and sharing the insights. Mr. Virupaksh Angadi, Chief Information Officer, CGMDT BML Limited. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. Thank you all for joining. And yes, we have Mr. Nijesh Patmanabhan, Head of Digital L&T MHI Power Boilers Private Limited. Thank you, sir, for joining us and sharing the insights. Thank you very much, all the speakers, for joining us, and was a great discussion. Thank you all for your support.
Much pleasure. Thank you, Mr. Nishant. Thank you, Ms. Taranam.